What's going on, everybody? It's Zach Michael here. Today, we're going to be breaking down another one of my lo-fi instrumentals. This is Curious by SleepingShark. It's out now on all major platforms, so feel free to go stream it. And when I was creating this track, my goal was to keep it very, very minimal. Sometimes when I create tracks, especially like lo-fi stuff, I kind of set out little like goals or missions just to kind of differentiate my process and do things a little differently. And with this one here, I wanted to create something very, very minimal. I didn't want to do too much. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing I did is threw this little effect. Just some rain and some birds. Kind of set the mood a bit. And I set this to 132 tempo, which is technically 61, but just double time. Sometimes I make my lo-fi stuff in double time, sometimes I don't. But so the first thing I did was open up Omnisphere and pull up this preset here. As soon as Omnisphere opens, it's right here, this pad server from one of my banks. Sounds like that. I've made that before. It's in one of my banks on my site, Lose Records, and I just set up a little chord progression in E minor, which sounds like this. Essentially what I did was I kind of created these chords and then just added bass notes that I liked. And I just went into Shaper Box and I threw on this little volume automation at 50%. So without it, it's a lot more smooth. But I wanted to create it interesting and just kind of make something a bit more dynamic. So I just threw on this little Shaper Box. And now there's a little more rhythm to the actual pad, which I liked. The next thing I did was load up Arcade, and I found this weird bank called Glistening Air and added this little like vocal, which then I filtered because initially it had a lot more highs. I didn't want the highs. The highs were a little bit too harsh, and I'm trying to create something lo-fi. This is supposed to be more chill, more ambient. So naturally, a good way to do that is just chop some of the highs out. And I just threw a ton of reverb on it with this is one of my favorite reverbs right here. So I went and used that. So we kind of have the two together. This kind of creates this like almost full sounding melody already. It's still very ambient, which I liked. It's just two layers, but between like the Shaper Box with the volume automations and this little vocal, it's honestly all I really needed. So the next thing I did was went into my lo-fi banks as far as drum kits go, and I just decided to pull up some sounds. So I took this snare, which just hits regularly. No processing on it, literally just leveling. All you need with a lot of my lo-fi stuff is to just level the sounds. Kick, which I pitched down. It's originally up here. I pitched it down more. And just kind of let it rock. I kept a very simple kick pattern. I didn't want it to hit too much. And then the hi-hat, which just has a very, very basic velocity. Like literally just like every other one has just a shifted velocity. That just kind of creates a bit more of the groove as well. I wanted to keep the hats very, very simple because the pad Shaper Box that does the volume automation is honestly enough of a groove. So this is just kind of like enhance that. And I just removed a couple hats just so it was a bit more interesting. It just gave the track more space, which is something that I was definitely trying to do when I created this minimal track. And this is what it all sounds like together. So it's got a good vibe to it. Now let's just get started on the arrangement. So 4-bar intro right into what is the hook, because there's all the layers. And then I just have this long little 16-bar like verse with different, drums coming in and out, etc. Some spaces, etc. Then I have a little intro section again right here, back to the hook, into like a little 4-bar section, which is right here. And then I just have the outro with a volume automation. That's honestly all I really needed. I wanted to keep the track moderately short at like a minute 30 roughly, just so people could spin it back or, go into my other lo-fi music as well, or even other people's songs as well. It's just like, kept it kind of small and short, you know what I'm saying? Because while it is a very simple track, I think it fits the vibe. So yeah, that is how I created Curious by SleepingShark, out now on all platforms. Head on over to elizabethrecords.net if you'd like to support me. You can purchase VST expansion banks, drum kits, loop kits, and MIDI kits that'll level up your production there.